Hi, Ian. Thanks so much for joining us. Really excited. We do a couple of these Venn interviews a month just to learn a little bit more about Canadian business owners, what they're doing, a little bit of their background story, and then also hear about how they heard about Venn, how they came across us, and what they think about the market. It'd be great to learn a little bit more about you and your personal backstory.
Well, I'm very pleased to be here. I mean, my backstory, I'm a Canadian entrepreneur. I've been in tech for the last 15 years. I play a number of roles in the ecosystem. I'm an operator. I also help advise some other Canadian companies. I've invested in a handful of other Canadian companies. And I think that we'll probably get into it during this conversation, but one of the challenges has always been the lack of good financial rails or fintech capabilities, because it's just a key stumbling block for pretty much everybody that I know in the Canadian venture landscape.
Super helpful. And maybe tell me where you're sort of calling in from, where are you usually based?
Based in Victoria, BC, although frequently find myself in Toronto and like many actually other Canadian entrepreneurs, sell external to Canada. Very common to build a company in Canada and then find your customers either south of the border or just rest of the world.
Makes a ton of sense. And then I guess maybe tell me about before Venn, how were you managing finances? What sort of issues or challenges did you run into, or sort of what was working well, what wasn't working well?
Well, I'll actually say not only for myself, but I mean, one of the frequent topics of conversations that I hear from other Canadian entrepreneurs is how difficult it is just to get basic banking capabilities. And so one of the challenges, particularly with venture-backed companies or intangible economy companies, innovation economy companies, is that getting traditional financial products like a credit card ends up being really difficult. And so you end up having to go out and either just use one of your personal credit cards or personally guarantee a corporate credit card. And this is quite different from the experiences that I hear from some of my American counterparts or colleagues who have access to great resources in the US. And so common challenges that I hear is just accessing decent bank accounts in Canada where you can easily grab your transactions and be able to import that into other SaaS tools, or easily wire money back and forth without having to go into a branch or without having to call somebody, or like I said, like getting just common cards, credit cards, to be able to pay Google and pay AWS and some of the other tools. And so kind of the lack of purpose-built capability for companies that are in the formation stages now, as opposed to a brick and mortar maybe 40 years ago, has been just like a very common stumbling block that I see everybody running into.
And one interesting thing you mentioned was this problem isn't as prevalent in the US as it is in Canada. If you had to sort of share some thoughts or some guesses as to why that is, why do you think it would be?
Well, I think that one of the strengths of Canada historically has been a very tight-knit group of financial institutions, right? The big banks, and that has made for a fairly safe financial ecosystem in Canada. The challenge is when you're in a fairly safe industry, there's not as much incentive to go and innovate and launch new products. And so I would say, just broadly speaking, open banking in Canada has been a pretty abject failure over the last handful of years. And as a result, there's no pressure from what I see to get some of these financial institutions to actually, again, do basic things like export your data out of a banking account and into a third-party app without resorting to screen scraping tools, which are horrendously insecure. And really defeat the purpose. So that would be my guess. I mean, I haven't spent as much time looking at that problem specifically, although, as somebody who has been back and forth to Ottawa a number of times over the last handful of years, talking to some of our lawmakers there, this is one pain point that is common across the country.
Makes sense. And if I had to remember, I feel like you and I probably got connected through a Canadian sort of founders Slack community. Is that correct, or how did we get connected?
The Slack community that shall not be named, but I often cite actually the Canadian Maple Leaf Mafia has been one of the best resources. And when I saw that there was a virtual business banking offering that was out there, I was super excited to sign up and have been a very happy customer ever since.
Appreciate that. And what's the primary use case for you today?
It actually sounds really basic, but it's all the things that I mentioned. It's having an easy account to log into, being able to export my data without really any friction, set up virtual cards that are not personally guaranteed, and just do the basics. I mean, it actually sounds kind of silly at the end of the day, but just being able to do those basics really well allows me to function. And I can say that the same is true of some of my peers that I've recommended Venn to as well.
And on that note, who do you think is a good fit for Venn?
Well, I think it's organizations who are just looking to do the basics, do it well, integrate with other SaaS tools, and like frankly, like somebody who doesn't want to spend all of their time trying to fight with a banking UI. Like that's actually who this is a good fit for.
Awesome. And then I guess to end on, one of the big movements right now is more and more entrepreneurship into Canada. I'd love to hear your sort of personal story, how you got started. Was there some sort of catalyst on your side? Maybe walk me through your sort of entry point into entrepreneurship.
I mean, it's a good question. I actually started as an employee at a venture-backed company based in Victoria. It was a e-commerce analytics company. I ran the enterprise division, and so my work took me all over the world, meeting with very interesting customers. Some cases, some of the smartest, most technically and financially sophisticated customers in the world, as far as I can tell, to grind on really hard business problems and to solve them using data. That company, as I said, was venture backed. There was a successful outcome. It was eventually acquired by eBay. Learned a ton of lessons, what to do, what not to do, which in many cases is sometimes the more important lesson. And then after that, I wanted to continue that journey. And so I founded and bootstrapped a company for a number of years, kind of in the same space, big data and analytics, although not constrained to any one industry or domain. And then eventually had a modest exit there as well. And then now kind of more in the cybersecurity space. What I find interesting, though, about the Canadian landscape is that there are some amazingly talented founders and entrepreneurs in the country. And I think, like true SaaS companies and deep tech companies, there's a tremendous amount of interest right now and expertise around quantum that I think comes from Canada. And so it's just a great it's a great place to form a company and get going. I think the challenge or some of the headwinds is that we don't have as easy access or as many tools or building blocks to plug things in together. I think in the US, you have a lot more fintech companies and capital formation company, like just being able to incorporate a new company, for instance, very easy to do in the US, a little bit harder, a little bit more time consuming. It's not as just, kind of click and you're done in Canada. And so I think the more building blocks like Venn that can help that journey, I think it's going to be better for all of us. Awesome.
And then as a closing note, you mentioned incredible talent, founders, builders that are in Canada. For some of the folks that are on the sidelines thinking about, should I sort of start my own company? Should I think about that? Any advice or any words for those folks?
I think people have to figure it out themselves. I mean, a mentor of mine told me once, like, I never want to have to talk somebody into being an entrepreneur or a CEO. And I think that those words do apply. But I think if there is something that somebody has that they are compelled to see brought into the world, then that's a pretty good indication.
Awesome. Well, Ian, thanks so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks. And thank you for the great service. I'm looking forward to using this for many years.
Awesome. Thanks.